So today we will be talking about energy drinks. Do we really know a lot about them? And young kids drink them all the time, but do they really know the health effects? Now I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine you're in a gas station and you're just walking around looking for a Coke or something. But you see the Red Bulls and you see the Monsters and you're like, that looks better because the cans are more brightly colored and there's different flavors you would like to try. Well, there's a whole story behind that not a lot of people know. So today we will be talking about the history of energy drinks and how they're made, their reputation, and how people perceive them. This guy will help me tell it too. Not that guy. So as I mentioned earlier, the brightly colored cans are always there. That is a psychological trick for younger people because it's brightly colored, our eyes are more attracted to it. They pick these specific colors and flavors for a reason. So another thing they do is they don't really say too much about them. They say that it gives you wings and it unleashes the beast in you, but they don't really say all the negative side effects like the heart palpitations you get or the anxiety you get when you stop drinking them. And they're advertised globally, so it gives an effect that everyone drinks them with social media. So, do you really know what's in an energy drink? Answer is, I didn't know till I did this research. And turns out there's a bunch of stuff I can't pronounce. But the stuff I can pronounce is caffeine, taurine, sugar, niacin, and ginseng. Now, if you will take a look up here, the only natural thing up here is ginseng, which it's not really natural. They turn it into a powder, and they put preservatives in it. So, it's not really natural. Like I said, if you will everything up here is made out of a powder. It's not natural. It's made in a lab. Not this specific lab. That might be a bit poisonous, but put some carbonated water in there and some flavoring, then you got an energy drink. If you take a look at coffee, though, coffee is beans plus hot water, and add some milk and some creamer or sugar, you get a nice cup of coffee. There's only 2 to 3 ingredients in that, if you think about it. Energy drinks, there's like 20 or 6 or 7. So back to the history of energy drinks, Dr. Enough was invented in 1949, and it was more of a soda that had caffeine in it and B vitamins. And it wasn't meant to be an energy drink, it was meant to just kind of wake you up throughout the day. However, it was developed in Chicago, however, it went across the ocean and made a bigger impact in places like Japan and China, where Liptovitamin D was invented priorly. So Liptovitamin D was sold in little medicine bottles and it tasted like cough syrup. And this was sold to truck drivers and factory workers so they could just focus throughout the day and stay woken up. But now we have these energy drinks. So my question to you is, how does this all connect? Well, cocaine. Back in World War II, they would give the soldiers amphetamines to keep them awake and keep them alert during wartime. Because you don't want a sleepy soldier trying to defend your country. That's just, and multiply that times 100 or more. That's not going to go well for the nation. So the soldiers would have these amphetamines during wartime, and they'd be encouraged to have them. Then they'd take them back to their wives, and their wives would get addicted. And the wives would get addicted because they couldn't sleep, and they could just do more throughout the day, and they would get skinnier. So they just got addicted. So that's how America's caffeine craze began. Well, actually, it was before we were even kind of humans. Tea has caffeine in it, and one lesson learned was do not take caffeine from Americans because they will throw millions of dollars of it in the ocean. Boston Tea Party, according to Wikipedia. Thomas Jefferson was so addicted to coffee that he had a 60-pound bag of coffee in his cellar at all times, ready to brew. And again, according to Wikipedia, it was a beverage for civilized people. And the cocaine thing, I just can't get over that personally. Well, according to Proper Wild, Coca-Cola until 1904 had cocaine in it, which made the people love it. People actually got mad when they stopped putting cocaine in it. And it was actually banned in Japan. So, like amphetamines was. So Liptovitamin D, anyway, So people have always discouraged energy drinks when it comes down to it. Even all of these things, like even Dr. Enough and Vitamin D people didn't really like. So, well, what's the perspective on these new energy drinks? It comes from a long history of being able to know it comes from a long history of how we've already perceived them. And they're not natural. So what I learned was that they can actually be really bad for you. Like, they cause heart palpitations and give you severe depression and anxiety, and it's just not good overall. So what we learned today was the history of energy drinks and how they're made, their reputation, and how people perceive them. I hope you enjoyed this guy telling the story. Thank you.